Thank you for staying with us. We have Alicia back, the nutritionist from Fitness Station, to talk about more nutrition tips. And what I want to know about, I've been dying to ask you, is a grocery list. Should we make one? Should we not make one?
Definitely, yeah. So making a grocery list, it saves time and it helps you resist from temptations, and you get healthier options, healthier choices. So you should definitely make a list.
Well, should we get real specific? For example, say you put cereal on there. Should you put the specific brand? You know.
Okay, so I like to separate my grocery list into categories, and I do fruits, vegetables, vegetable starches, and then I even do them with color. So like if you have kids, you can kind of play a game with them and do different colors of vegetables, and then grains, and then frozen, because frozen foods are actually very important, and we'll talk about that a little bit.
Okay, good.
And then the last one I put on my list is my treat for the week.
Oh, what a good idea. Because I was wondering, you know, how much should you make your list? Big, small, I mean, something's on sale. As long as it's in your category, is that okay?
I wouldn't recommend shopping with a sale. I would definitely recommend shopping for a week worth of food. And if you're trying to decide how many pieces of fruit or vegetables, I would say about 1 to 2 pieces per person.
Okay.
So if you're shopping for yourself and it's for a week, then just, I mean, I'd calculate 2 times 7, so 14 pieces of fruits for the week, or 14 pieces of vegetables for the week should be a pretty good place to start.
And they usually will stay fresh for that amount of time?
Yeah, they usually will. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you mentioned kids before. Do we bring the children?
Yes, it's such a fun trip. It's you know what? If you plan if you have a grocery list and you know your perimeter, you know the layout for your grocery store, it's really fun to take your kids, and I think it's a great idea. So one of the things I like to do with my little cousin is I'll say, okay, so before we leave, we're gonna pick up an apple, we're gonna pick up apples, oranges, strawberries. And then when we're at the store, I'll say, do you remember what was on that list? It kind of gets them thinking about these fruits and vegetables. Yeah.
Do you talk to them ahead of time about we're just gonna stick to the list? We're not gonna.
I wouldn't go into too much of that, but just getting them to think about the fruits and vegetables. That way when you're at the store and they're like, oh my God, look, orange, and that way the kids are thinking about it. There's a lot of colors. Maybe even let them help you pick the fruits and put them in the bag.
Right, because there's a lot of temptation, because you know they put that really good caramel next to the apples.
Right. But if your kids are too busy thinking about getting the apples, then they might even be distracted from asking you from those candies at the front.
And the chocolate dipping for the strawberries, and then the crepes. Don't get me started. I have a hard time in the produce section.
Yeah, and then also when you're making the list at home, don't stare at your fridge and go like, okay, what's missing? Just have something on your fridge, and throughout the week when you're running low on something, just kind of add it on so that it's not too much pressure at the end of the week when you're like, oh, I have no idea what to put on the list. You know?
Well, speaking of the list, what are 5 must-haves that just have to be there?
Okay, so for me, I know this is weird, but number 1 would be frozen fruits and vegetables.
Okay.
And the reason why is because they're just as nutrient dense and healthy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, as getting fresh fruits and vegetables.
I always feel guilty when I throw those in there.
No, I mean, as long as you're getting the ones that don't have sugar added in them, they're actually a great staple to have at the house. Another product I would probably recommend is brown rice, quinoa, whatever kind of grain that you're gonna have. And then definitely some canned beans, canned tomatoes.
Good. So you've got your cans and your frozen and your rice.
And then a nut butter, some kind of nut butter, preferably unsalted, unsweetened, just to have that protein, that snack to.
Okay, is there one last thing?
I think that's.
Was that 5? Oh, okay, I guess
that
was.
About 5.
I try to keep it all in my head.
So.
Well, thank you so much, Alicia. For more information on nutrition and Alicia, go to fitnessstationla.com. We'll be right back.
Yeah, so it's...
That was great. Great idea. Because I always, definitely.
Yeah.
Taboo to bring the kids to the grocery store.